Somebody said 10 years ago, if aliens came to Earth and looked at hip-hop in the last 15, 20 years, they wouldn't know what was going on. But prior to 15, 20 years, every time there was an issue in our community, in our music, in society, that very week a rapper would make a record about it. Look at what's been going on globally in the world. Look at what's been going on in America. We went through 2 Gulf Wars, all the crime in the streets, all the shootings, the police shooting kids, the white police shooting kids, kids shooting kids, the disrespect of our women. It's fucked up politically with Trump, the education who sucks. They're taking all the necessary programs that work out of all the communities, and nobody's talking about it. Not just the rappers, none of the rock stars or none of the pop stars are addressing the issue. There was a time where as soon as something happened in media that was happening historically, we all jumped on it. Now this current generation sits back because they think it's not cool to talk about doing something right. We don't see ourselves in what we behold now. We see these other motherfuckers that are so dominant that we gotta step outside of who we are just to become that. So with the groups, it was a total representation of what you can be because you're already those things. Now everybody's lying, cheating, and fronting to act like they take jets, to act like money's important, to act like they got a lot of girls, to act tough. So all of those things is missing right now, and that's why hip hop is stagnant. I'm not talking about the business of it. They selling records, they touring, they getting money. I'm not trying to take livelihood from anybody else. What's lacking is the responsibility that comes with this hip hop to make the change necessary that nobody's gonna do for us.
I was wondering about our yesterdays and digging through the rubble. And to say the least, somebody went to a hell of a lot of trouble to make sure that when we looked things up, we wouldn't fare too well. And we would come up with totally unreliable pictures of ourselves. But I've compiled what few facts I could, such as they are, to see if we could find out a little bit of something. And this is what I got so far. First,
we bicker a lot about the lies we being told. Solutions not being developed, but already know what they've been doing not conducive to genetic codes that we inherit from ancestors that knew how to grow. They on booze, now these youngers clutching the Rugers. Oh, head should just be they tutors, cause they wisdom measure rulers that had the inch of faith to help them move their feet across them yards, miles on the road that none of them had ever seen before. They had one thing in mind, that they would rather die than live a lie. You stay behind it, enemy lines, your people will decline. So they are faltered, they was caught and never let up off the mission with intentions for us living. If they failed, they tried. We sit and talk about not being slaves, but very few of us is out here being brave. They got ideas to help us all generate a wealthy family. Cause Black Wall Street went into play. They teach us everything that's wrong about our history. Now millions of us suffer living in that misery. The media portray us like we breed the savagery. It's sad to see, cause all I see is black folk get done brutally. They running in your house cause they get silent warrants. Few weeks later you're ignoring. They got off and left the blood pouring in the street where you supposedly live free. Keep saying to yourself that you would run away if this was slavery. Well, I ain't never picked no cotton, but sure enough them pick some boxes. Overseers watching people stop it. These supervisors pencil whip you if production slipping. Think I'm kidding? Why ain't that big player? Tell the truth, they turn around and say you're tripping. We sit and talk about not being slaves, but very few of us is out here being brave. They got ideas to help us all generate a wealthy family, cause Black Wall Street went into blaze.
This is why the colonies came, to stabilize the land. Because the dark continent had copper and gold, and the discoverers had themselves a plan. They would discover all the places with promise. You didn't need no titles and deeds. Then they would appoint people to make everything legal, to sanction the trickery and greed. And back in the jungle, when the natives got restless, they would call it guerrilla attack. And they would never describe that the folks finally got wise and decided that they would fight back. And still, we are victims of word games. Semantics is always a bitch. Places once referred to as underdeveloped are now called mineral rich. And the game goes on eternally. Unity kept just beyond reach. Egypt and Libya used to be in Africa. They've now been moved to the Middle East. There are examples galore, I assure you. But if interpreting were left up to me, I'd be sure every time folks knew this version wasn't mine, which is why it is called His Story.
Soulmate by Nicole is a shoe boutique in Kings Mountain at 608 York Road. I'm an 8th grade math teacher too, okay, y'all? I'm the professor of side hustles. We're on the same wavelength, get money, you know, stay cute. I like good stuff and be popping.
I can dug his style.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? This is your man, SpaceMan Stuw, a.k.a. the Black Phoenix Productions. You are tuned in to the UAPRadio show, the Underground Apocalypse podcast show, where we take the underground word and turn it upside down to the surface.